put your hands together for Chuck Staten, Brad Rohr, and Ray Harrington.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Happy Halloween to those who observe.
Not me, baby. It's Satan's birthday, and I'm not celebrating.
Oh, I think you're very confused about what Halloween is.
I thought it was Frankenstein's birthday.
Nope.
Closer.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Funbearable. I am Brad Rohr.
Just checking my pulse. Oh, no, I'm dead Ray Harrington.
Wow, good nickname.
And I am very alive, Chuck Staten.
Wow.
Thank you very much. Woo! I'm really excited for this because we usually do our shows at the Comedy Connection. We said this year, Halloween feels more like it's time for like ghost stories where you're sitting around a fire with your friends, you're kind of just hanging out. So we said, let's do a smaller, intimate one. And I want to thank you guys for coming out. This is really cool. Appreciate you guys very, very much. We have a bunch of very fun stuff planned tonight. So yeah, give yourselves a round of applause. That's what I want.
Yeah.
In fact, all night, don't applaud for anything we do. It's just if you see an audience member doing something that you want to congratulate them about, do that. If they have a quiet move to the bathroom, little clap. We'll do it too. We'll do it with you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I will stand and salute you.
I won't. I just want to mention the bar will be open throughout the show, so if you need a drink, just quietly and quickly get up and get it.
Wow, that almost seemed like you were like kind of being mean to them, a little bit authoritarian.
Yeah.
It sounded horny to me. It did. It's like, get up and get it? Ugh. That's coming from the least horny man.
That's correct.
Not on stage, in the history of time.
Yeah, true. This is true. Well, it is Halloween, and I would be remiss if we didn't include some fun information about the reason for the season. So I've compiled a few fun Halloween fun facts.
Oh, good.
Right? Let's light this pumpkin. That's what I say when I ejaculate. There's a reason black and orange are the colors most associated with Halloween. The colors of black and orange trace back to the Celtic festival of Samhain.
Ooh.
A Gaelic festival marking the end of the harvest season and beginning of winter. Thus, black represents the death of summer, while orange represents the life of the fall harvest. Fun fact, Brad also holds a similar tradition. Orange is the color of his favorite president, and he's been heard many times exclaiming that summer is over when he sees black people at the public pool.
Wow! All right. Well, I mean, you said it was a fact, so it must be true.
Yeah, right. Brad at a pool.
That's the most unrealistic part of all of it.
So we do have a lot of fun stuff tonight. We have some funny things coming up. And we love horror movies. I think that's my favorite part of the Halloween season. And I think that the guys... Are you guys big fans of horror movies? What do you say?
Yeah.
Ray, Brad?
I think the audience is a bigger fan of horror films than I am.
You don't like them?
I heard a woo out there, and it's woo-less in my head right now.
Well, we thought about the idea of ruining horror movies this season. We thought, what could we do if we took horror movie titles that everybody knows? How could we just take those titles and alter them slightly and ruin them? So we decided that we would kind of each come up with a few and see what we could come up with for a thing. I don't know why I'm stuttering over this part. We never really talked about it.
I think a live Funbearable podcast is a lot like sleeping with someone for the first time.
Oh my God.
Once you're in it and it's going, things are great. But it's that awkward starting phase where you're not sure. Okay, without a big laugh there, sounded weird.
No, but we do this before. We've done this with Ruin a Christmas Song. And there are not that many Halloween songs. We could do Ruin a Halloween Song, but it would just be 15 versions of the Monster Mash. So
Chuck's sex playlist, 15 different versions of the Monster Mash.
15?
When you get to the bluegrass, it's on, baby. But
Just me, okay.
But instead, we're doing horror movie titles today, and we're gonna see how we ruined these horror movie titles. And I'm most interested in Mr. Brad because of his dislike for the genre.
Well, I improved horror movies.
You look at his improvements?
Yeah.
Okay.
Classic slasher film, Halloween. We've seen it. Mr. Michael Myers, Ms. Laurie Strode. I improved it. I made it not Halloween.
That's the title?
That's the title. Because Halloween deals with one night, not Halloween, 364 nights of terror at the hands of Michael Myers.
Can I tell you one of mine?
Yes, please.
I don't know what you did last summer. It's the exact same joke.
Well, I go a little different.
Okay.
And now I feel bad because you guys had similar mindsets.
Uh-oh.
I love Freddy Krueger. Oh, he's a Bugs Bunny of murder. I love that fella. How do you ruin, A Nightmare on Elm Street? That's easy. A Wet Dream on Elm Street.
Whoa!
I like that.
Yeah, that works.
Who among us?
I did a few, I want to get these out of the way because I'm embarrassed that I did these, but I thought, what if I tried to limit myself? Just as, you know how sometimes you want to artistically stretch?
You voluntarily limited yourself?
And I voluntarily stretched. I thought, could I do it with just punctuation? Right?
Okay, all right.
No words changed, only punctuation. I did Halloween 4, The Return of ... Michael Myers?
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
That fits with the movie.
And I did, for someone who doesn't want to spend that much time on this one, 28 days later.
That sounded like the worst movie critic in the world, right? More like 28 days later.
That's exactly what it was. What do you got, Brad?
I wanted a crossover with like a nice family film starring a character that we all know and love, and also a psychosexual thriller. So I have Hellraiser Scared Stupid.
Oh, Ernest
Yep.
in a psychosexual thriller?
Ernest as Pinhead is what I was going for.
Damn, I didn't know I wanted that so bad.
Yeah.
Let me see some of this, Ray. Come on, I know it's bubbling up inside.
Well, I have a little bit of a more real scare that we all are worried about with this election season coming up.
Uh-oh.
Sometimes we don't need chainsaws to be afraid because we can watch the Texas Women's Healthcare Massacre.
Topical.
It's important to vote.
Topical.
I have a great one. You ready? This was going to kill the mood. It, Chapter 22, the one with the child orgy.
Oh,
That's good.
it's book accurate.
It is.
Yeah.
Don't
I
blame
had
me.
I had an It one as well. Mine was Stephen King's At. All the blue check marks float down here.
Oh, at like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Bradley?
Along the lines of Stephen King, prom night, blood all over somebody, horror, telekinesis, but it's a wholesome American Idol winner, Carrie ... Underwood. Think of how much
Too wholesome.
Think of how much better that movie would be.
I love that we talked about this so little that we went in such vastly different directions.
Yep.
I came up with 4 about what if they were about Thanksgiving instead of Halloween.
4.
Just
Is
real
it-
quick.
Is that why your paper is color coded?
Yes.
Okay.
You ready? The Silence of the Yams,
Get out of here.
the Texas Coleslaw Massacre, Dairy Stories to Tell in the Dark, and finally, after Thanksgiving, The Hills Have Thighs.
Those are all bowling teams. I went with one of the most scary films in the world.
Ooh, okay.
And switched it up a little bit. Then now it's called The Whining. And it's just Chuck staying at a 2-star hotel.
Oh, no.
You're damn right. I have a crossover one.
Okay.
Dawn of the Deadwood.
That's nothing. No.
Deadwood, that's popular. Cowboys.
What if the movie is too frightening for you and you're saying a name into a mirror and a killer's appearing behind you, but you're like, whoa, I can't be killed by Candyman, sugar-free Candyman.
Jesus Christ.
Toothless, much like that joke.
I sometimes question agreeing to do this podcast like as a whole, not just this episode,
Right.
but just generally. And it's stuff like that that really sends it home. How about Hellraiser? Too much for Brad.
Ooh, all right.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's called Heckraiser, a movie about Brad discovering his love for psychosexual BDSM.
Whoa! With Ernest as Pinhead.
Yeah.
It's
or
coming.
switch it up, a more recent film, Skinamarink.
Ugh, yeah.
Remember that? Yeah, Skinamarink. No change to the title, just an understanding that that's what Brad calls his penis.
Told you that in confidence.
Do the song.
I have. I mean, this is the joke that just has to be made, just so we can get it out of the way. Cult of Chucky Staten.
All right. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I knew you would be.
I was playing with Chucky stuff like Chunky, Chokey, you know, various things that Chuck adores.
Yep.
But I didn't do that. But I said Shutter Island meet Staten Island. It's like Staten Island, but it's for you. Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't even have to pretend to make this place terrifying. It's just Staten Island, yeah.
Great. I only have two more. And this one it's a horror movie, but it's also a prequel to another movie. The Sixth Sensei. That's a thinker. Seven Samurai.
It's not a thinker.
I think it is.
It's a stinker. I have one to do that I'm ashamed to do.
Okay.
But for different reasons than all the other ones that I was ashamed of. Get Out is a taut psychological thriller. You're filled with dread the whole time. You don't feel good. But what does feel good is if you change Get Out to Get Eaten Out. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to do that one.
I just picture you doing it.
No.
And then the person receiving it, one lone tear running down their face.
That joke took like 20 years of growth just for you to get to that point.
My last one is a double up. And this is more of a spitball, like we're just trying to come up with a fun movie together. Hereditary, but it's just Brad explaining how baldness runs in his family.
It does. It's not my fault.
And then the other one, Hereditary, but it's just Brad explaining how blandness runs in his family.
It does. It's not
Okay,
my fault.
suspiciously quiet in the room. I don't like this crowd.
A lot of Brad fans here. They don't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird because I perform here regularly. I teach. I coach here. And, as such, I have authority with some of these people.
Oh.
However, they haven't seen me with the two of you where it's like just getting my legs chopped off time and time and time and time
I will
again.
say for that group of people that are here, boy, you're going to have a bad time for about 2/3 of this podcast.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you don't like jokes about Brad taking a walloping, you might want to hit the bricks. That's all I'm going to say.
Or
I do have... Go ahead.
Or, I don't know, performing cunnilingus, I guess. That's what he was... No, see, too fucking quiet. I am a stand-up comedian by trade. That is how I pay my fucking bills. And I can read a room. Something's wrong. Something's off. I don't like this.
I think it's the Brad authority thing.
Yeah, I don't
that's
like
what
that.
it is.
The Brad effect is in full power tonight, and it's unsettling.
I have one final title. And I'm
title.
going to close with it. And this is
Yeah.
my one I'm most happy with. Rosemary's Baby's Day Out.
That's a good crossover. That's a good crossover.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a fun one.
I like
thought that
that.
was good. I thought that was a
That
fun
is a
one.
good
We
one.
have ruined enough or improved enough Halloween movies. Good
Yes,
job, guys.
yes.
Here's another fun fact.
Thank
Every
you.
19 years, there's a full moon on Halloween. That's true. That magical alignment of a full moon and the festivities of Halloween come roughly every 19 years. So if you were born on Halloween night under a full moon, you would have to wait 19 years to see another on your birthday. Fun fact, by then, Chuck thinks you're too old to date anymore.
Well, not if they're a werewolf. I bend the rules for them. I would bend the rules to date a werewolf. I'm just gonna. That's honest. That's just me being truthful. It wasn't a joke. Brad, for all the Brad fans in the room,
The Brad heads.
he's gonna get a lot of shots, but he was tasked with coming up with this next segment.
He won't get a
was.
lot of shots. He's famously anti-vax.
But it was up to Brad for the next segment, and
Yeah.
so I'm gonna let him take it away, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this.
Take the reins.
What is better on Halloween and celebrating Halloween as grown adults than dry recitations of Halloween facts? No jokes at all. We wanted to educate people We have this time. This is the PSA part of the show. We wanted to educate people about the history of candy, but you want to make it a little fun. So we're going to do a guessing game where I have the real story behind a bunch of different candy bars, but Chuck and Ray have written what they think it is. I'm sure they tried earnestly to match what the actual truth are. They gave me their word. They didn't look anything up.
No.
And then we're going to see who's closer on these candy bars. For example, the Snickers bar was named after the owner's horse. And that was it, where it was just like, I like the name Snickers because that's a winning horse. And now it's the second most popular candy in America.
So just to be clear,
So boring.
Brad thinks it's fun to know that.
I do.
We believe in like edutainment.
Yeah.
Sure. And Brad's like, that's not a word. That's not a word.
That's not a word.
So Brad found out the origins of these popular candies, and he wanted to see if we could guess them. And
Right.
this is like a game, though. It's me versus Ray, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is Chuck versus Ray.
And you're gonna keep score?
I will keep score.
Now, when we're trying to guess the origin of something, you're going to have to make a choice of which one is closer to the origin, because it's a pretty difficult thing to get perfectly.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get it right on the
No,
head.
we're not going to get it
No,
right in the
it's
middle.
tough.
Yeah.
Especially because we just made up a ton of bullshit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, the
if
winner...
you think I was going to take this seriously, you're out of your fucking mind, man.
It just seems like this happens with every game I do. That somehow it ends up as a comedy bit and not a dry recitation of facts.
Now, presumably, if there's points given, there will be a winner. Have you given any thought to a prize, or was that more about what your Get Out joke was referring to?
There's a prize, and it's one of the candies.
Oh, all right. That's not bad.
It's the worst candy.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So we'll start with the Baby Ruth bar, and the company claimed, it's named after Ruth Cleveland, daughter of former President Grover Cleveland, born between his 2 terms in office. But they said it's definitely not named after the baseball player Babe Ruth. Now, when the candy bar came out, Babe Ruth had hit 54 home runs the year before, and Ruth Cleveland had been dead for 17 years. So Babe Ruth sued them, and they're like, nope, it's the president's daughter, and because of that, the company didn't have to pay Babe Ruth. So I think we should come up with a big poppy bar and just say it's named after someone else. So what did you guys guess for Baby Ruth?
Well, I listen. Sometimes we're going to do goofs, and sometimes we're going to get things pretty close.
Sure.
People think it was Babe Ruth.
Oh,
This is how I started my thing. But it was actually named after Babe Ruth's nickname for his penis.
Oh.
It used to be called something else, but famously in the locker room, Babe Ruth would hold the candy bar next to his penis and say, look, it's the same size and shape. He had a lot of STDs.
Yeah, you don't want it. That's not a healthy shape.
No.
So my guess, I guess it's not correct, but I wrote, because I tried to present this like I'm going to be informing people if it may be a fact. The Baby Ruth candy bar was created on March 15th, 1933.
Nope.
They named it after Ruth Bader Ginsburg,
No.
who was born that year and won the title of Sexiest Baby of the Year.
No.
Little known fact about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she also grew up to be an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court.
Okay, well, that part sounds right. It's nice that you fit in some actual trivia that I'd be for, but Ray did mention Babe Ruth, so I think Ray gets the point for the Baby Ruth.
Bullshit.
Thank you, Brad. You're
Yeah,
a fair
thank
judge.
you for applauding.
All right, so
Save those claps, because there's quite a few candies.
Yes.
when Ray gets a point, clap politely, and when I get a point, you fucking flip out and shriek like little monkeys.
How about the Zagnut bar? Everyone's favorite candy bar, the Zagnut bar.
I don't think I've actually seen a Zagnut bar
I don't think anyone
in
has.
the wild.
I went to a back alley candy store in Fall River, and I was like, that's what we need.
That's not fair. All the alleys in Fall River are back.
Yeah, that's great.
There's a Fall River joke.
Back in the early days of the Clark Candy Company, they made a candy-coated popcorn treat that came with a prize, just like Cracker Jack, and it was named Zigzag. So when Clark expanded its candy bar line for brand recognition, they said, that's a Zag bar, even though it wasn't anything similar to it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm finding
educational.
dangerously close to some thinking.
Uh-oh.
Really?
I must have divined some of this information. The Zagnut got its name because the inventor of it created his own form of birth control. There's the rhythm method, the pull-out method, and then the Zagnut. You think he's gonna zig, but he zags.
I like it. Give the points to this guy. All right, here's mine. A little off the beaten path. The Zagnut candy bar was created by the African Tungus tribe in 1926. This is a tribe of cannibalistic, Satan-worshipping natives of Botswana. It contains cartilage, fingernails, the hair of a small dog, and a trace of human feces. Although delicious, Satan-worshipping is looked down upon by many Americans. To make it more palatable to Western consumers, they spelled Tungus backwards, which is Zagnut. Oh, God. That's pretty good.
I mean,
I was mad at you for all of it, and then at the end, I'm like, I was a little less mad. You know what I mean?
That's all I can hope for.
that's another one for Ray. That's 2 for Ray,
Okay.
0 for Chuck.
Thank you for not giving points to the racist one.
If they, also, how are they worshiping Satan in there? How would they have even heard about Satan?
Yeah, sure.
The Payday Bar. As the story goes, it was payday at the plant when the inventors were trying to come up with a name for the new candy bar. It was marketed as a meal replacement bar during the Great Depression.
Everything was a meal replacement
Yeah,
bar in the Great Depression.
Yeah.
Here's some hay. Wow!
Pet dogs. Replacement meal. Oh, good.
The Payday. Well, here's what I thought it was. So much of America's cutesy name products end up coming from the Depression. This is fucking insane that you brought that up. Just people poor as hell living through a drudgery of a time period, and they get some nuts and caramel and are like, this is what heaven is like. So they called it a payday because that's the day you could afford a nickel and a hay penny to get one lone caramel and a bag of peanuts. Then back to the coal mine, and you're 11 years old.
Oh, sad.
All right. I know
Jackie?
he's going to get this one.
Yeah.
Payday was originally a candy bar that came in a 2-pack with Pay Night candy bars. They were targeted at sex workers in the early 20th century. Pay Night originally contained sedatives that the workers could feed their Johns in order to drug and rob them, like Cardi B. Payday originally contained Tylenol for when the Johns woke up the next day groggy, confused, and with a headache. That way the John can wake up, go to work, and make his money. Payday.
There are so many flaws in your proposed system where a John is like, sweet, a prostitute. And then the prostitute's like, before we do anything, have this candy bar that everybody knows has sedatives in it.
She got him. She's tricky.
Look, just because you would fall for it, Chuck.
Oh my. If Cardi B was like, hey, drink this thing, I'm going to bang you, I'd be like, There goes my wallet.
That's 3 points for Ray, 0 for Chuck. He mentioned...
I got the Butterfinger. Butterfinger I'm going to get. I got this. I got the next one.
Ooh, like Babe Ruth, he's calling it.
Yes.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
The sexiest baby alive.
That's disgusting,
The
Brad.
Butterfinger was created in 1922, and they just ran a contest to name the bar, and a guy who identified himself as a klutz submitted the name Butterfinger. And that was it. That was all it took 100 years ago.
Holy shit!
Yep.
What a miserable man. Yeah. Right? Hey, I'm a fucking idiot. What if we call it that?
Being remembered as a self-identified klutz. So, we don't even know his name.
Oh. I would say he would pass it down to his legacy, but he would just drop every baby he had.
Ruth.
My history of the Butterfinger is interesting. This was actually a typo that they ended up keeping as the name. It actually changed names a few times. Originally, it was called... God damn it. I don't even like what I wrote. Originally, it was called Her Butt Finger.
What?
Because when the company owner, Wesley Nesley, saw it, he said it looked like his wife's butt finger. It's gross. It's gross. I don't know why he did that. Then it changed. Hold on. Then it changed again for copyright reasons to the Butt Fingerer. Same letters, as the Butterfinger, the butt fingerer. You just move them over. And, there was, it went to the printers and the letters got mixed up. So, congratulations, Chuck, on winning this one.
Here we go, Mr. History.
No.
Butterfinger. Originally a slang term for people who were very attractive but had an ugly finger. As in, wow, she's hot, but her finger.
That's great.
That was good. That was
That's
good.
a point for Chuck.
Yeah.
Shriek like monkeys!
3-1.
I don't think I've ever felt more like you in my life, Brad, because I am still hung up on the Butterfinger joke.
Yep.
And all I kept thinking was I was just so proud of myself because I kept all of the letters the same. I just moved them around. Like
That's
a
a-
Scrabble piece in front of you.
Yep.
That's a Brad priority if I ever heard one.
A Brad
is.
already, yeah.
It
And I
is.
see more people came in the back. There are a couple seats over here in second row if you want to come on up. And there's a couple seats over there in the 2nd
You're
row
more
on
than
that
welcome.
side. Come on up, everybody. We're having fun. We got to
Yeah.
get close. We got to touch
we've
each
got
other.
2 right over here or 2 right over there. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you got to rub
Perfect.
Brad's knee, by the way, when you come up, too, if you can.
Please don't. What about Tootsie Rolls? The history of the name Tootsie Rolls. The guy produced them in a small store in New York City. His daughter's nickname was Tootsie. There we go. Tootsie Rolls.
A boring answer for a boring candy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew this, but here's the real story.
Uh-oh.
The woman who created them for her grandchildren, originally, had no arms. She used to roll out the soft brown goo with her feet. And she said she rolled them out to the size of one of her Tootsies. Sadly, this was also how she got diabetes and had her feet amputated as well. But no one liked her follow-up confectionery creation, the hot crotch butterscotch.
I love that.
What did you call it? Soft brown goo?
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, that's what Tootsie Rolls are.
Oh,
Can
I
we
love
make a pact that we're going to use hot crotch butterscotch for something else in the future?
Sure, that sweet hot rod we're making?
Yes.
No, I'm thinking maybe like a board game.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie Rolls.
This was named after...
Check.
This was named after a deleted scene in the movie Tootsie with Dustin Hoffman, where he does a dance that was deemed racially offensive by the NAACP. The candy was already in production when the final choice was made.
4 points for Ray.
Bitch! You suck.
Oh, I'm winning a game I don't like.
Hot crotch butterscotch. Milk Duds are our next one. They tried to manufacture a spherical chocolate-covered caramel candy, but they couldn't get the spheres to keep, and they're like, these are the duds. That was it.
Man.
By the
That's
way,
it.
Yeah.
you're going down, motherfucker.
Oh, I feel the way you felt about that candy, the way I is how I feel about this one. You ready?
You fucker.
Here's the real history of the Milk Dud. The inventor's wife had really weird tits.
I guess I don't know.
Oh, it was a thinker. Yeah. It was quiet at the beginning, but then slowly you guys, you envisioned it. There's something wrong with this crowd.
All right, Milk Duds. This was originated at the Hershey factory in 1928. Some stupid idiot came up with it, and John Hershey took a bite and hated it. He immediately asked for milk to wash away that dud. Milk Duds. MILKDUDS. Milk Duds.
What's bizarre is that Chuck got the year correct.
Wait, but you also said the same thing about it being a dud. I said that too.
Yeah, everything.
That's a point to you. Yeah.
That was close.
It was I think Milton Hershey, not whatever you said. But
Oh, you fucker.
I'll give you the point. You got the year. So 4-2.
Yeah.
Monkeys. Yeah.
There we go.
My dream has come true.
The Fifth Avenue Bar, created by William H. Loudon, who made Loudon's cough drops. Given the choice, I'll take the cough drops. There's 2 explanations. One is that he's like, Fifth Avenue in New York City. Neat, fancy. That's what this terrible candy bar reminds you of. Or his mother lived on Fifth Avenue in Reading, Pennsylvania, and that's where he started out in the candy business. So one of those 2 options.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think I got a little close to this. I don't know. Fifth Avenue, named to sound high-end, like the 100 Grand Bar. Again, the Depression-era aspirational name. If it came out today, it would be called the Homeowner, or Paid-Off Student Loans Bar, or the Decent Health Insurance Bar.
Seems
You put some
impossible.
political commentary in there. I like
Yeah.
that. You're a smart guy. Fifth Avenue. The Fifth Avenue Bar was created in Manhattan in 1912 because, and I quote, "it tastes like a piece of shit out of a hobo's ass on Fifth Avenue." Fun fact, the same person came up with the name for Milk Duds.
Aspirational name, 5 points for Ray, still
Oh,
2 for
shit.
Chuck. We got 3
Bullshit.
left. Good and plenty. The real story is there are a lot of them in the package. That's it.
I'll give you a real story. Brad likes Good and Plenty's.
I do. Is that
Heinous.
unsurprising?
Heinous. I'm worried about this one. Because, I thought we would have, like, a more accepting audience. I'm just going to read it. I hate Good and Plenty. They're disgusting. They are named after 2 cousins and lifelong friends who emigrated to America in the 20s, Arthur Good and David O'Plenty. Everyone hated these guys. Again, it was the Depression, so candy was just disgusting and people had no choice. They originally called their candy sugar pellets for whites, which were white, and licorice clots for blacks, which were pink. See? There's more. Mr. Good and Mr. O'Plenty were very racist, as was the style back in those days. People would buy them and mix them together, which the cousins hated. They used to say on the box, "No mixing, separate but sweet." Eventually, people started calling the mix Good and Plenty to piss them off, and the name stuck. So that's the whole answer.
All right. The Good and Plenty was created back when the advertising rule was tell them one lie and one truth.
That was good.
The lie was that it was good, and the truth was that one is plenty. The Good and Plenty, let me read this, stinks out loud.
That's a point for Chuck. 5 to
All right, now we're Eagles. No, okay.
All right, just checking here. Brad is against integration. Good to know. All right.
Goobers. While the brand name Goobers is trademarked, goober itself is somehow an American English word for peanut, probably derived from the Gullah word goober, which is in turn derived from the Kakongo word nguba.
All right.
Etymology.
Yeah.
Yep,
Can
okay.
you use it in a sentence, please?
I will not.
Yeah.
What do you got?
All right. Well, we're all here for a fun time.
Lot of text there, Ray.
This one is a bit of a dark history, but we need to recognize times were different.
Shh, everyone listen to Ray.
You could say, I actually ran this one by my wife. You could say this was the first thing to be canceled by the public. They had to change the name a few times. Originally named after the candy company owner's nephew, who was kicked in the head by a horse on the farm as a child. They were called Mongoloid Lloyd Sweet Nuts. This is not funny.
I love it. Keep
This
going.
is
Dark history.
We have to look at our past. In 1951, they had to change the name after a letter writing campaign. They changed it to Slow Danny's Idiot Food, but people hated that, so they changed it a year later to, and this is so gross and offensive, but the truth is the truth, Sweet Tards. Isn't that awful? That's awful. It
Bad
is.
guy.
It's very awful.
This guy stinks bad.
And then in 1964, they changed it again to Nitwits Nutwuts, and then again in 1976 to Dum Dums, but got sued by the Lollipop people, so they changed it again to Drooling Goobers, and then finally in *82 they just dropped it and said Goobers.
Wow.
Give it up for Ray.
That was a
He's
roller
brave.
coaster.
He's brave for saying those jokes. Mongoloid Lloyd. That's funny.
I didn't write it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was Wikipedia, sir.
All right. Goobers. Goobers are peanuts and chocolate mixed together. Chocolate forms a type of goo when melted down. Peanuts when served cold. Peanuts, when served cold, could conceivably make someone say burr. Hold on. This one was hard. I ran out of time. Goobers is a shitty word. Goobers.
Point to Chuck. 5-4.
Mongoloid Lloyd. Mongoloid Lloyd.
That's that. No.
No one wants to do it.
Final one.
This is hell. This is absolute hell. The fact that you wouldn't give it to Nitwits Nutwats makes me sick.
I'm on your side.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
very-
I can't wait to talk about this show for hours on the phone.
Very funny. That was very
Yeah.
well written.
Final one.
Last one. Woohoo.
The Sugar Daddy. I'm going to go 2 parts here. In 1932, they changed the name from its original name to Sugar Daddy because the name change suggested a wealth of sweetness. But it was created in 1925 and was originally called Papa Sucker.
All right. Fast and easy here. Sugar Daddy, originally called a cuck pop.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
No.
A sugar daddy is when an older, unlikable man like Brad
What?
pays for an attractive, young piece of ass like myself to spend time with him. I don't get paid to spend time with Brad. I just have to raw dog it with no financial compensation. Whenever I bring this up, Brad shoves a sugar daddy in my mouth. Brad often tells me I'm his little papa sucker. And
You didn't put that there. Yeah, you said it. Okay.
Wow. Brad often tells me I'm his little papa sucker, and it turns my stomach. I forgot what we were talking about, but I'm upset now that I brought up the issues in our troubled relationship.
You got to give it to me.
Did
said
you
Papa
really
Sucker.
write Papa Sucker?
Yeah.
Wow! 5-5, a tie!
Yeah. We did it.
Mongoloid Lloyd! Mongoloid Lloyd! Thank you.
No. Leave it in history. How about a fun fact to cleanse our palate?
I want one.
You guys did great.
Thank you very
You should
much,
really be
Brad.
proud of yourself.
Good job. Thank you, Brad.
Trick-or-treating has existed since medieval times. Taking candy from strangers one night a year isn't a new or uniquely American tradition. It once was known as guising in Scotland and Ireland. Young people dressed up in costumes and went door to door looking for food or money in exchange for performing songs, poems, or other tricks. Guising, fun fact, is also what Brad calls it when he uses a headshot of Armie Hammer for his Bumble profile. Did you know that there was sugar rationing during World War II?
I remember.
It really put a dent. Well, that was going to be the joke at the end. Not a problem. This is cool. Thank you for coming to the last live show that we're doing. I really appreciate it. This has been
Live or otherwise, I think it's the last one.
frustrating. All right.
If every time Brad said that he was old, I was like, oh, he stepped on my joke, then I'd be really fucked for our final thing.
Yeah.
Believe you me.
Yeah.
So we did want to kind of have like a big main event tonight, and this was kind of little appetizers leading up to it. We had an idea for a segment, and we said, we don't know if this segment's going to work, so we got to do it in a live setting for the very first time.
I don't think it's going to work.
We wanted to do it here in a live setting for the first time because it's a little strange, but I think it's perfect for a creepy Halloween tale. And so, Ray, do you want to explain what we did here?
Sure. Yeah. So we wanted to, on Funbearable, what we like to do often is write scripts for each other and make horrible things come out of the other person's mouth.
True.
So we wanted to tell a nice spooky tale because it's Halloween and that's one of the fun things to do, right? Like are you afraid of the dark? You know, scary
Yes.
stories to tell in the dark. All the dark related things.
Yeah, dairy stories to tell in the dark.
Oh, and so the problem was there's 3 of us, and we only want to do one story. We want to keep this to a reasonable amount of time. And
Right.
so we thought, a story breaks down into 3 separate acts, right? The beginning, the middle, and the end. And we talked about it, and we thought this would be a fun thing to do. Brad would write the beginning of the story and not tell us anything about it. I would write the middle and not tell either one of you what
Right.
that was, and then Chuck would close it out
Yes.
with the 3rd act of the story. All we were given for each part was like a very brief description of kind of where things had left off, so
Yes.
it would make sense that way. But I have no idea what Brad has written, and I don't know what Chuck has written, and vice versa,
Yeah.
all the way through.
Yeah, so we have no idea really what we're walking into, and Brad started us off, and he's gonna tell us where these characters are, where they're starting, where their journeys begin, and then Ray's gonna take it from there, and then I'm gonna take it from there. But everything that we're about to hear is a surprise for each of us that hasn't written it.
Y'all ready for it?
I don't even know the name. I don't even know the name of this thing. Do you have a name for the story?
I do not.
Wow.
And as usual, let us all make a pact right now. We will not read ahead.
Yeah, no reading ahead.
We will be pleasantly or otherwise
It
surprised.
will
And I
not,
think-
it will not be pleasant.
Okay.
All right, great. I'm very excited for this.
All right. Halloween spooky story time.
Okay.
We begin with a helicopter shot, swooping in over a picturesque autumn in New England. Then it's a montage establishing the time frame, Halloween time. Decorations in store windows, sales on candy, giant skeletons, etc. You know what Halloween in New England looks like. We then cut to a suburban kitchen, and Ray Harrington is saying goodbye to his wife and son. We don't hear from them because we can't bring too many characters on stage, but we hear Ray's side of things.
I mean, of course I'm excited to get the award, but I wish you two could be there with me.
We cut to a different house. Chuck Staten is on his tablet, video messaging with his long-distance girlfriend.
It's pretty cool. This is the first year of the Comedy Podcast. This is the first year the Comedy Podcast Awards have been awarded, and we're nominated for one. I know I already told you that, but I felt compelled to mention it again.
Then we cut to another apartment. Brad Rohr is eating cereal alone under the flickering light of a bare light bulb. Back to Ray's house.
He wrote this.
Yes.
This is the part that he wrote.
Back to Ray's house. He's carrying luggage out to the car and still talking to his family.
I love you two so much. This life of domesticity really agrees with me. I can't wait to get back to the two people I love the most and continue living. Yes, sir, living is my favorite, and I look forward to continuing to do so without any abrupt stoppages during the trip.
Then on to Chuck's place.
I love you too, baby. I can't wait to see you after the trip, at which point I'll definitely still be alive, so we can cuddle and kiss and smooch and all the other things that we tell Brad about, even though he's literally never asked. Uh-oh.
Chuck is moving the tablet down his body, below his waist.
Looks like someone else wants to say goodbye.
We quickly cut back to Brad's kitchen. His cat jumps on the table and walks near him. Brad smiles, grateful he'll be missed by someone during this trip. A shot of Ray driving away, waving goodbye to his family. A shot of Chuck kissing his tablet screen, then smacking his lips in disgust, then confusion, then acceptance. Mm-hmm. A shot of Brad. The cat pushes the cereal bowl off the table into his lap before walking away. Smash cut to the boys in the car. Ray is driving. Brad's in the middle of the back seat. Chuck is riding shotgun.
And then we were done. My face was a mess. Who knew things would get so sticky?
I know, I used to do that a lot before I got married, but I've really slowed down recently.
Look, we've all eaten chicken wings before.
So stupid.
It really
You're
is.
so stupid.
It really is.
I can slap your fucking face.
Your face wouldn't be so sticky if you just ate them unsauced and unseasoned like a normal person.
Oh man, one time I ate a chicken wing without sauce and I almost took my own life.
Lightning flashes, thunder rumbles.
Weird, the guy on TV said we were supposed to have clear weather.
Could we stop at a rest stop soon?
Oh, is your prostate acting up at your advanced age? He wrote it.
My girlfriend and I did some prostate stuff. Let me give you all the details.
Oh, you don't have to.
Please don't.
Come on, I miss her. Being in a long-distance relationship is tough. We were at my place in Staten Island, and she realized my Ninja Turtle brand nunchucks were shaped like two big old throbbing...
We smash cut to the inside of a gas station. Brad quickly waddles back to the bathroom. Chuck is checking out a variety of diet sodas, and Ray gets hot coffee from the machine, pouring it into his oversized plastic mug. The logo on it is faded, but you can still make it out. Ray's favorite restaurant, Applebee's. Note, Ray is also wearing an Applebee's jacket and Applebee's jeans.
Can I pause for 1 second?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Explain the Applebee's thing to this
Yeah,
crowd.
because they're laughing because this is your crowd, but I don't think they know that I don't like Applebee's.
So probably a year ago we have another bit called Strangers in Fiction, in which we hire people from Fiverr to write a script based on, like Chuck and I write a description of Ray and Chuck write a description of me, and so on. And just for kicks and giggles, I put in that Ray's favorite restaurant was Applebee's. It's not true.
So we've gotten like 1 million scripts from these people that we've hired, and everyone is about Applebee's and about Ray's entire personality is Applebee's.
Yeah.
And it's
fun.
It's a fun little impotent Brad joke, is what it is.
That's the only kind I know. All right.
Well, there's also the ones that end far too quickly.
Yes.
Better joke than this audience's reaction.
That was
Very
a good
upset.
joke. The woman behind the counter is hard to look at. Is she 60? Is she 40 with kind of a hard life behind her? Is she 20 with a really hard life behind her? Crone, mother, maiden, who can tell? Now, Ray, you have to do the voice of the woman.
Okay.
Where are you headed?
We're off to the Comedy Podcast Awards. They're being held at...
I know where the comedy awards are, and I know who you are. The Funbearable boys. Everyone knows you, but not everyone loves you. I'm genuinely...
I have a sinus infection right now, and this sucks.
And there are some powerful beings that don't like you, I tell you. Turn back now. Only death and destruction await you. Cackle, cackle, cackle.
More lightning and thunder.
Okay, and can I get 36 on pump 3?
Smash cut, back to the car. We have no time for transitions.
No, you're right. Each of you should send me $12. My bad. Hey, did that attendant at the gas station seem weird to you?
A little, yeah. She was kind of ominous. Dangerous, even.
All I noticed was the cleave.
What? She was totally covered up. If there was cleavage there, it was a hint of a shadow of a ghost of cleavage.
That's all it takes. I'm in a long-distance relationship. I notice these things. I can't help it. I'm going crazy.
Putting that aside, all the talk about death and destruction, that didn't worry you, did it?
I didn't hear a word she said. Hold on account of dem teas.
I didn't hear what she said on account of being in the bathroom. I'm sure it's fine, though. How much death and destruction could there be? There's a clattering sound from the engine.
Oh no, the engine's running too hot. We have to cool down for the night.
There's a motel up there. We could grab a room there.
Are we driving a Model T?
I needed a reason for us to stop at a...
Say, fellas, this car's overheating.
I'm jumping on the back for some reason.
We had to scrounge together 45 cents for a motel, see?
The car pulls into the parking lot, and we pan up to read the name of the hotel. It is supposed to read Hotel Demoncados, but the neon lights up, and it only reads Hell Demons. We don't linger long, so don't think about how the word hotel became hell on that sign. It's later in the evening. Chuck and Ray step out of the room and walk down the outdoor walkway to a vending machine.
Do you think Brad's gonna be okay in there?
Look, the front desk clerk explained it to us. If we want a continental breakfast in the morning, one of us is gonna have to bang a succubus. And if there's one type of breakfast I love, it's continental.
Oh, I know. I'm hoping they have a waffle station.
Oh my God, don't make me jizz.
Well, how did that get a laugh? And that's a thing you actually say all the time about waffles.
That's
This is your
why I
audience.
gotta laugh.
Oh, I love it.
And also, my delivery.
Yes.
Can I borrow some cash? I want to get M&Ms. And I guess you can get something too. Which one did you want?
Oh, here's some singles. I'll take C7, the Applebee's bar.
What even would that be?
I don't know, but I bet it's disappointing. Yes. I just worry about this specific demon. She's a succubus. She thrives on sex and takes the life force from her victims. I'm sure either one of us would be fine handling her, but Brad? Poor guy doesn't stand a chance.
If anyone needs to get banged by a succubus, it's Brad.
He wrote this.
He's like, yeah, yeah.
And then the succubus gives me exactly what I deserve.
In my little computer, anything's true.
ChatGPT, write a sex scene between a demon and a handsome man named Brad.
And it goes and fills it all in with text. He goes, oh my God.
Do it in the style of David Fincher. Yeah, but she's gonna kill him. I mean, bright side, I guess now our acceptance speeches at the compods can be a little longer since only 2 of us will be speaking.
Oh, that's good. I have more names to drop in my part. I saw a guy that looked like Jack. I saw a guy that looked like Jack Black once, so I'm gonna say I work with him and he owes his success to me.
Candy in hand, they walk back to the room. The door opens and a giant red, winged, buxom babe walks out of the room, putting on a Chicago Bears t-shirt.
It's like you just took this from your own dream journal. It's insane.
I went to his house the other day and I saw his silhouette bouncing up and down on his couch, and now I know why.
I look confused. Did she look satisfied to you?
I have no idea what a satisfied woman looks like.
Now read the script. Well, let's go in and get Brad's corpse before it starts to... What the heck?
The guys enter the room and Brad is sitting on a bed, watching TV. He does not look like he has had his life force drained from him. Well, no more so than usual.
What happened? Tell me everything. Can I smell your hands? Or anything else that might have her scent smeared all over it?
It's like you captured him. I don't get it. Succubi live for sex. It's their only motivation. It's literally their purpose for existing. It's all they want from humans. How did you survive?
What do you mean? We talked for a few minutes and then she said she wanted to just be friends.
This is the section you're writing. Why are you making yourself so pathetic? I'm gonna bang so much in my part of the script.
What?
Huh?
Enough! I don't like the fourth wall break. Yawn. All this driving and pretentious foreshadowing has really tuckered me out. Let's hit the old hay. I'll get this bed. This one.
Chuck looks at Brad, who immediately slumps his shoulders. Brad takes a pillow and walks toward the bathroom. Brad stops, then sadly puts the pillow back on Chuck's bed and walks into the bathroom to sleep in the bathtub.
Good night, guys. Tomorrow we get to the Comedy Podcast Awards.
I can't wait. Good night.
Ow! Something crawled out of the drain and bit me.
We said good night. Keep it down in there.
The next day, a driving montage. The guys eating snacks. The guys parked next to the side of the road and peeing into bushes. The guys singing along with their own re-recorded version of Party in the USA. They get a semi to honk its horn. Chuck surfs on top of the car, Teen Wolf style. The guys lead a giant cop chase and lean out the windows to shoot backward. The guys excitedly calling out a Hawaii license plate, then shouting, 40, only 10 left. Night falls. Chuck and Brad are sleeping, and Ray is struggling to stay awake. Finally, the headlights illuminate a sign that reads, Comedy Podcast Awards, 1 mile.
All right, we're ready for the Comedy Podcast Awards. Now, who's going to go a mile down the highway and put up a sign? Wake up, you buffoons. We're almost there.
Chuck and Brad wake up from their slumber. Brad looks at the clock and silently sighs that they are only 5 minutes early and not the 65 minutes he prefers. Chuck checks his hair in the visor mirror. Impeccable as always. Well, almost always.
Hey!
Ray pulls into a parking lot. The boys get out of the car and stretch. The camera cuts from a handwritten sign about the Comedy Podcast Awards and pans up. We see the trio is outside an abandoned amusement park.
Ooh.
There are no other cars in the huge parking lot. I hope they have hot dogs.
I hope they have Wi-Fi.
I hope they have a tetanus kit. Everything here is so rusty and old and menacing.
We have to say yes to anything tonight. Like if they ask us to go to a crazy after party with other podcasts, we have to say yes. Agreed?
Agreed.
Ugh. With that, there's a lightning flash and another rumble of thunder. The trio lifts the rusty latch on the rusty gate and make their way down the rusty trail. The camera pans up to reveal the name of the amusement park, Stabbing Springs. End of Act 1.
Woo! That's Brad's act. All right, so we're all gonna meet back here in 3 weeks to do Act 2. I'll see you guys later. No. All right, so Ray, you wrote Act 2.
I did.
Can you give me just give me exactly what Brad gave you for information, because you didn't know anything about the actual
Herpes
story.
simplex A. No, all he told me is that we were at an abandoned amusement park,
Yes.
the three of us, and essentially that was it. That
Okay,
was
and we're going to
really
the Comedy
kinda it.
Podcast Awards.
Oh yeah, we're going to the Comedy Podcast Awards. That's the two pieces of information, and then I had to go from there.
And we're gonna see if this makes sense, because I'm excited for this.
Yeah, and I figured, you did a fantastic job of kind of getting us to a
Yeah.
spooky place,
Yes.
Yes.
right? Setting the table for everything. And then, somebody had to introduce an element, like a story, scary, spooky story element. And
Okay.
we'll see what that is. Exterior, Stabbing Springs Amusement Park.
All right.
Now, Brad was the narrator for his part since he wrote it. I will narrate this part, and then Chuck will narrate the end.
Cool.
The entrance gate groans closed, and the three take in the creepy location. Dark and silent, it seems like this place hasn't been open in years. Suddenly, the park springs to life with lights snapping on around them. In the distance, eerie, warbling circus music floats toward them from the midway deeper into the park.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Nothing.
I have a girlfriend. She's real and her name is Natalie. She lives far away, and that's why you probably haven't seen her.
There was no reply. Chuck didn't yell this because he was scared. This is just what he did whenever he met someone new or went somewhere new.
Gadzooks. This place gives me the heebies and the jeebies.
Don't be racist, Brad. Not when we're in such a spooky location.
Racist?
Yeah, the Heebies are good people. Some of my best friends are Jeebies.
I'm just saying, this place is scary.
Exactly what a Jeebie would say.
Ray starts walking toward the midway as if drawn to the off-kilter music coming from it. The other two follow, and the trio walks slowly toward the lights and sound, practically hanging off of each other in fear. Chuck reaches for his phone.
I better text my real girlfriend. She's probably worried sick, being real and all.
He looks to the other two, waiting to be called out, but they were too spooked to challenge him. He taps at his phone, making a big show of pretending to text. Brad and Ray check their phones. Oddly, there was no signal in here, even though they'd had full bars in the parking lot.
Oh, sorry guys. My real girlfriend, who's real, just texted a funny GIF.
Brad and Ray glance down at Chuck's phone. It also says no service. There's no time to deal with whatever this is. Ray nods toward the midway. There has to be someone over there. Maybe the awards ceremony is happening in Carney Alley? Brad, who was already shaking like a leaf, begins to tremble even more.
Oh no, I'm not going near any carny folk. I know what they're after.
What are they after? Oh, hang on. What are they after?
My bussy. Well, they can't have it. No, sir, not my sweet innocent bussy.
Brad had learned what bussy meant just recently.
No carny is gonna wreck this bussy. You can just forget it, carnies. This bussy is off limits.
Will you just forget about your bussy for 1 minute? This is serious.
Yeah, give it a rest, Brad. Everyone knows those carnies would be all over my bussy anyway.
Oh, they would hate your big, busy bussy. Charting it up all over town. My bussy is pristine. They'd be lucky to have this bussy. Which reminds me of a rap song I wrote last night.
I can read it.
Well, my name's Brad Rohr, and I'm here to say my bussy is beautiful in every way. But don't get caught in my bussy dragnet, because you know this bussy is a pussy magnet.
Brad mimes playing a keyboard and half hums the tune. It sounds suspiciously like the theme song from Fresh Prince. I wrote Brad does this live. Brad's rap is cut short when the gang rounds a corner into Kearney Alley and are met with a strange sight. An ominous figure stands in the middle of the alley, shrouded in fog and cloaked in darkness. This guy was straight out of a horror movie. The gang could just make out a row of pearly white teeth grinning in the shadows, and I think Brad is going to play this mystery figure.
Yeah, Brad, you play the mystery figure.
Well, hello, my little fun boys.
The waitress from the gas station?
Welcome.
Listen, scary guy, I have 4 questions for you. Who are you? Where are we? What is this? And did you know I have a girlfriend?
Yeah, and whose bussy would you rather wreck?
What? Oh, God, no. Welcome to your special night. You are here to get what you deserve, to reap what you sow, as it were.
Finally, someone recognizes my comedic genius.
Chuck pulls a comb from his back pocket and begins fixing his hair.
I assume the papers are here to take my picture?
Make sure they get my bussy's good side. The good side is mostly the bottom.
Have we won some kind of podcast award?
Oh, you've definitely earned this.
The mysterious figure stretches out one long and bony hand and opens his fist to reveal a withered little hand covered in fur. It's a monkey's paw with 3 grotesque little fingers sticking up.
Yucks in trucks. What is that thing?
Chuck gingerly reaches out and takes the paw. He holds it up in the moonlight, and the 3 examine it. It looks like your standard cursed monkey's paw.
For the hideous podcast you 3 make, this is your reward. More ha 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 ha.
Hear that? It's an award.
I think he said reward, not award.
What's the difference, Brad? Cool it with the thesaurus talk. Jeez. It's an award for being great podcasters. I bet all the great comedy podcasts have these little monkey hands.
I'm sorry, but what is this reward for?
Oh, you definitely deserve what you're getting. More ha 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 ha
The
ha.
mysterious figure laughs ominously again. Confused, Chuck begins laughing with him.
Ha 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 ha. Mwah, ha ha ha. Stop that! This is important plot information. That monkey's paw will make your deepest desires a reality. 3 wishes, 1 for each of you fun boys. You'll get exactly what you wish for, no more and no less. You see, many lifetimes ago, an anxious...
I wish for another monkey's paw.
Cutting off the mysterious figure, Chuck's wish makes the monkey's paw glow faintly in the moonlight. A gust of wind blows past them. A faint chant is carried on that wind. Then Ray raises his hand to show an identical monkey's paw. The original in Chuck's hand seems to twitch to life, and one gnarled finger curls tightly.
Shit! Wait, okay, no extra wishes from here on out. Damn, this isn't some genie lamp thing where you can just wish for more wishes.
Yeah. Monkey fingers make wishes. Got it. This is amazing. Whatever we want, and all of it free of consequences or poetic irony in any way.
You foolish boy! This is ancient evil on a level...
This time, Brad cuts him off and grabs hold of Chuck's monkey paw.
I wish for 100 monkey's paws.
They pause, waiting for 100 paws to rain down on them. But nothing. Looks like that loophole is closed. It's just these 2 paws then. 5 wishes to go.
We really need to think carefully about this.
As you all know, I have a girlfriend. She's real, but she lives far away. You wouldn't know her, so I wish...
Hang on now.
Chuck holds the paw aloft again.
I wish my soulmate, the love of my life, the woman of my dreams were here right now with me.
The trio hold their breath, unsure of what will happen. Chuck looks expectantly back toward the gate they came through. Nothing. He looks around the park. Nothing. Then Brad begins to squirm. What's the matter, Brad? Do you have to make water?
No, I peed my pants in terror the second we walked into the park. It's...
Brad looks down and pulls the waistband of his pants out and peers down.
My Winky! It's gone!
I have a
Spit it out, man.
I have a front bussy.
Yes, Brad now had a front pussy. Which, to be clear, is pussy is a back pussy. So he has a front back pussy.
A vagina. A vagina.
Yes.
Oh.
Would have hit harder in another room. Ray and Brad were shocked. Chuck wanted to hear more about this whole bussy situation. The mysterious figure laughed in a low growl.
You see, Chuck wished for his soulmate, the woman of his dreams, to appear. But the paw knows all too well who his soulmate is and always has been. And so Chuck got his wish, exactly as he wished it.
I met my girlfriend, who's real, Natalie.
Oh my God, the paw, it made you Bradley.
Don't say that, it's confusing my penis. Poor scared little Winky. Easy, little guy, it's okay.
Be careful what you wish for, boys. Be very careful, for you won't leave until you've made all of your wishes. 4 to go before...
I wish my Winky was twice as big.
Chuck cuts him off again, holding the paw high in the air. Say it again.
I wish my Winky was twice as big.
Wait! Another gust of wind and the paw curls its second finger. Chuck pulls his waistband out and checks.
Whoa! Twice as big. Watch out, world. This hog's a swinging. A full 5 3/4 inches now at least. This thing is massive.
God damn it! Just 3 wishes left before you...
I wish I had a camera to take a picture of this monster hog.
Another gust of wind and the monkey's paw curls in Chuck's hands and turns to dust. He looks down and a disposable camera from the early 90s is laying at his feet. He picks it up.
Cool, retro.
Stop making wishes, Chuck. You just blew 4 of our wishes, and I still have this front bussy, you selfish idiots.
Get it? The old cameras?
Yeah.
Shriek like monkeys. No, just kidding. Jeez, are you on your period, Brad?
Enraged, Brad reaches out and lays his hand on the second monkey's paw that Ray is holding.
I wish Chuck could understand how women felt for once, just for one gosh darn minute.
Hang on, we need to... A gust of wind again, and 3 grow silent, waiting for the change. They look to the paw as it curls its finger. None of them spoke. Then, quietly at first, Chuck began to sniffle. The sniffle grew to a gentle sobbing. The sobbing grew to a cry, then wailing.
Now you know.
Oh, God, I don't think he can take this much self-awareness all at once. He'll go mad.
My eyes are up here.
Chuck falls to the ground, screaming like Daniel Stern in Home Alone when the spider is on him. Ray shoves his wallet in Chuck's mouth so he won't bite his own tongue off. Brad is terrified and delighted at the sight. Why did he have to wait until he literally didn't have balls to finally stand up to Chuck? The mysterious figure watches on in disappointment and horror.
You can have that wish for free. Someone had to do it.
Suddenly, Ray steps back from the wailing and moaning Chuck and the front bussied Brad. You guys are wasting wishes on silly shit. We only have 2 left. I know what to wish for. I know exactly how to phrase this, and no weird curse or twist can get me. He holds the paw up. The mysterious figure tries to interject.
Now, seriously, just hang on a minute.
I wish to be thinner. He says it almost exactly like the lady in the movie Thinner. This is definitely a bad idea. The mysterious figure watches the scene unfolding in front of him. Chuck on the ground, wailing. Brad laughing over him, itching his new crotch. Ray standing, arms stretched, waiting to be thin, blissfully unaware of the obvious bad wish. The mysterious figure is dumbfounded at this point.
Oh, Jesus. This is all fucked up. You know what? Just make the final wish or whatever. Mwah, ha, 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 ha.
The figure slowly steps back into the fog and shadows, gone before they could see where he went. Just a faint, Jesus. Oh, go ahead.
Jesus, that was so weird.
Could be heard coming from the darkness around them. Chuck's sobbing slows and then stops. The 1-minute wish is wearing off. he can go back to blissful ignorance. The trio all stand frozen, scared of what might happen next.
Guys, before this minute of acute awareness wears off, I feel compelled to be honest with you both.
Could it be? Was Chuck finally going to tell the truth about his fictional girlfriend?
There's no point in keeping the lie going. You deserve to know. The truth is, I made stink mess in my pants while I was crying.
Someone said aw.
I told you, this crowd is all off.
Jerry!
Brad and Ray sigh and roll their eyes. This guy was obsessed with people shitting their pants. Now they understood why.
Boy, my girlfriend is going to get a real kick out of this sticky and stinky situation when I talk to her later on the telephone. Yep, I'll just dial her real number and talk to her later. On the phone, she has a neat ringtone, too. It's a funny ringtone. I forget what it is right now, but it's totally funny.
Right. Let's just figure out what to do with this gross paw and get out of here, okay? You two look ridiculous with your vagina, Brad, and your pooped pants, Chuck. As Ray continued to judge them, his watch slid off of his wrist. Then his pants began to fall down. His shirt began to hang loose from his body like a poncho. You two wasted our wishes, not thinking things through. His pants slid to the ground, and he pulled them back up and yanked his belt tight as he could. Chuck and Brad stared at him. What? Ray caught a glimpse of his reflection in the glass of a claw machine tucked between carnival games. He could see he was thin and getting thinner. His clothes felt heavy on his weakened frame. Oh my God, it won't stop. What a cruel twist of fate. Damn you, little monkey hand. My wife and son won't even recognize me. Oh no, I'm gonna be one of those people that loses a bunch of weight and then it becomes like their whole fucking personality.
Maybe it's not so bad.
Yeah, right. Not so bad, says the guy who eats gas station trash like a raccoon.
I do.
What you need is a protein-rich meal plan, and maybe try these smoothies I've been ordering. It's not a pyramid scheme. Oh no, it's happening! I can't live like this.
I can't live with this front pussy.
I know! I can't live knowing the real impact of my words and action towards women. I mean, my winky being twice the size is awesome, but at what cost? What would you give up for an absolute hog of a winky over 5 inches? This thing is crazy! And I shit my pants, which I'm hoping can be reversed as well, so I can get this musky custard out of these drawers.
Musky custard is a winner.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know you can just change your clothes, right?
Nah, I'll just leave it. But just know, for the rest of this adventure, no matter what might happen, remember that I have shit in my pants and I have not changed or cleaned in any way.
Okay.
Even if I never bring it up in, say, a third act or something, remember, I made bad boy brownie batter in my pants. I'm serious, Brad. I made Chucky's chunky gravy in my britches. It's an absolute casserole back there. It's a tragedy at the stew factory in these pants, and I'm not changing or cleaning it up in any way. Even if we resolve this crazy situation and end our night pleasantly, I will still be in my filth, and I want you to keep that in mind no matter what conclusion we experience here tonight.
That was great. Great delivery. Good job.
And I'm reading it as we go, too. Pretty good.
Very good.
And I'm talking about shit in my own pants.
I didn't even write that.
Yeah.
Whole monologue. Ray stomps his skinny foot on the ground. He breaks 3 brittle toes. He holds up the monkey's paw. Enough! We have to get rid of this somehow. Undo its curses.
Eureka! There's a security shack on the other side of the park. They can help us. They're like the police of the park. Thank you, brave boys in blue. Blue lives matter, and this is exactly why. I wish more of my tax dollars went to the police. And I personally believe they should be able to commit any crime they want while on duty. How can you break the law if you are the law?
Brad was off on one of his Blue Lives rants again. There'd be no stopping him now. But his tangent was mercifully cut short when a horrifying, rage-filled scream rang out around the 3 boy men. The mysterious figure came loping out of the darkness toward them. He was on the other side of the midway, but getting closer with every step. Chuck squealed in terror. Stay calm, stay calm. If we just stick together, we'll be okay.
Later, libtards. It's time to 23 skidoo.
Whenever Brad was scared, he reverted back to his slang terms like 23 skidoo from the early 1900s, because that's when he'd first heard them as a young man. He bolted away from his friends, making a beeline for the security shack in hopes that those brave men would save him. Maybe they'd even scoop him up in their big arms and carry him to safety.
Please, Lord in heaven, let there be an officer daddy on duty.
Bradley, Abigail, Roar, get back here.
Ray looked around. Then, thinking quick, they needed a better look at the surroundings if they were ever going to escape. There, in the distance, a water slide loomed large over the park.
Brad is supposed to be my soulmate? He ran away at the first chance he got and left me sitting in my own shit. It's prom night all over again.
He'll be fine, he'll be fine. And so will we. I'm gonna make a run for that water slide. See if what I can spot from up high.
He'll never make it.
Look at me, I'm light as a feather. I'll make it. You find somewhere to hide, maybe a bathroom, and then clean yourself up.
Good idea. And I'll try calling someone for help. Damn, I just wish my girlfriend who exists lived closer. I know she would pick us up, not like my ex-girlfriends. Most of them can't even drive because of various head injuries or not being old enough to get a driver's license.
Yeah, sure thing. You do that, and definitely maybe also clean yourself up. Ray took off toward the water slide, even surprising himself with how fast he was running. Maybe this cursed paw wasn't such a bad thing after all. Chuck scrambled away from the advancing mysterious figure. He saw a "restrooms this way" sign and awkwardly half-jogged toward them, careful not to do a dreaded triple poop like he did the day he'd met Drew Barrymore. But something caught his eye. For just a moment, he could have sworn he saw an incredibly handsome man. He stopped and looked closer. There! Who was that gorgeous stranger? Could this Adonis help? He ran toward the man, but as he got closer, he realized he was looking at a mirror.
Dang, I thought this gorgeous, stunning specimen was someone else. It's just me, you lucky mirror.
There was a whole row of mirrors. Chuck's dream. This was the park's funhouse. As Chuck walked, his reflection morphed and contorted in each mirror. But, he thought, still fuckable. He rubbed his hands together and licked his lips.
I know I should get to those bathrooms, but if I have to hide, might as well hide in a place surrounded by beauty. Time to go cower in fear and maybe take this new hog of mine for a test drive.
Chuck headed into the funhouse. The three friends were on their own now, all with wishes that had changed them, and the mysterious figure hunting them was on the prowl.
All right.
Ooh, end of
That's
Act
Act
2.
Two.
All right, Act 2.
Good job, Ray.
All right. So, the only information I got from Ray was that we had a monkey's paw. Brad has a vagina in the story. I was in a house of mirrors with a larger penis. And Ray had the thinner curse and was going to the water slide.
Yes.
And Brad was running to a hut. In the
Security
park.
shack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
security shack.
And I left out the pant shitting.
He did not tell me about the
yeah,
pants shitting,
yeah.
which makes my story very weird.
Yeah, that's the thing that makes it weird.
So now I'm going to take over because this is my third act. I'm going to be the narrator for this. All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Brad is running towards the medical stand as fast as a 96-year-old man can run. His knees click, his hips nearly fail, his hearing aids fall out. A squirrel puts one in and is deafened by Brad's wheezing and panting. Suddenly, Brad comes to a complete stop and his eyes widen.
Oh my God. I knew this day would come. Not here. Not now.
It's happening. He knew this was a possibility. Brad is getting his first period. Across the park, Ray approaches the water slide.
My God, I can't stop shrinking. My clothes are falling off my body. This is insane. This has been a harrowing day. But I can get through it. That's why my name is Ray Harrowington.
Ray climbs to the top. There's an iPad attached to the ride. Ray looks to see if he can use it to text or call someone. No luck. So like any comedian would do, he checks his Instagram.
Before I look out over the park, I better snap a quick selfie for the fans.
Ray angles himself towards the tablet, makes a peace sign up next to his face with a goofy smile and an eye roll, and quickly posts it to Instagram.
LOL. You want me to do it?
Yeah, you good.
LOL, crazy day, fam. Crazy, like, smiling emoji. But sometimes in the business of funny, you gotta deal with some funny business. Clown face emoji, Christmas present emoji. Now it's your turn.
He posts the picture. Immediately, the iPad won't stop buzzing.
I knew I should have turned off my Instagram alerts for news about Diddy. I'm sure he'll just get me caught up on one of our nightly talks anyway.
Ray checks his notifications, and his eyes widen. His jaw drops.
Holy House of Weinstein!
Back with Chuck, he's trying to find his way out of the building he's trapped in. At first, he thought it was just a club with 1,000 handsome bouncers. But this house of mirrors is even more difficult to navigate. God, I gotta get out of here and get this new hog on the road, if you know what I mean. Chuck
Simpatico.
Chuck elbows a mirror version of Chuck. Mirror Chuck winks back at him and gives him a knowing nod. This was accomplished because Chuck simply winked back at himself in the mirror right after he said the first hog thing. Chuck takes a second to think. Wow, if I had said that to Ray, he would have rolled his eyes with jealousy. If I had said that to Brad, he would have said 40 Hail Marys. This house of Chucks isn't so bad. Actually, if I time it just right, Chuck leaps in the air and gives himself a high five with Mirror Chuck. It works perfectly. Both Chucks jumped together at the same time, jumped wicked high, way higher than Brad or Ray probably, and connected their fives at exactly the right moment. Have I finally found where I belong? We cut to Mirror Chuck, who says, "Yes, you have, cool dude." Was this actually just normal Chuck saying it as he simply watched his mirror counterpart reflect him like mirrors normally do? It doesn't matter. Chuck is home. Back at the medical booth, Brad can't find anyone to help, but he finds boxes upon boxes of tampons. He begins rummaging through them.
Come on. Heavy flow, radiant, pearl, wide mouth. I don't know what any of this means. Do they have a new vagina option? This clam of mine is right off the assembly line.
Brad stops. Could this new vagina finally give him a gimmick rapper persona?
No. We'll worry about that later. Right now, I have to take care of my frickin' period.
Now, Ray and I did not talk about the rapping thing whatsoever. That was just a very happy accident. He grabs all the boxes, but this shack was wide open to the public. He needs some privacy. He runs out with his tampons and into the structure across the way. The House of Mirrors. Ray stands atop the water slide. The view is magnificent. The trees, the mountains. Rivers were flowing, waterfalls were falling, bald eagles were balding. It could bring a man to tears. Ray doesn't notice because he was looking at his Insta comments. Wow, Ray, you look great. Geez, Ray, what's your workout routine? Hey, Ray, in 2024, being attractive is more important than being funny, even as a comedian. Great job dropping some pounds.
That hell is real.
Yes.
Jesus, these people don't know about the curse. They just think I'm losing weight. I got 7,000 new followers in the past 12 minutes. Just because I posted a picture of myself? I wonder how my comedy would be received if I did it as a cursed, so skinny it's gross guy.
Ray decides to do one of those weird videos where a comedian just looks directly at their phone and says a quick one-liner. He repeated a quick joke he recently heard from a friend.
So I said, "Who are you, my wife?"
Ray posted on the iPad. Immediately, the likes and comments start rolling in. So funny. I know nothing about comedy, but what a skinny person. Can I buy a ticket to your show? Or donate somewhere? Me and my 21-year-old sister want to have sex with you when you come to Omaha.
Wow, I've never been to Omaha. I would never cheat on my wife, but maybe I can watch those two girls do stuff together and tug my putt. I'll have to remember to ask my wife if that's okay. My birthday is coming up.
Ray could be a pig at times.
More importantly, I can't believe how easily my social media is blowing up just from this curse. What a terrible sign of how society and success works. It's truly a nightmare, and I can finally benefit from it.
Ray feels the monkey's paw in his pocket. He knows this was a curse, but maybe it's also a gift. Maybe he could learn to manage. People have it way worse. Maybe if he keeps losing weight, he could star in a new TV series. My 6-pound life. He could be a millionaire.
That's good.
I have to protect my monkey's paw.
We cut to Brad as he runs into the House of Mirrors.
We have to destroy that monkey's paw. And I need to make a choice between landing strip, bald baby, or Holocaust bush.
Brad, that's fucked up.
Sure is. It sure is.
He desperately looks for a place for some privacy. He tries to navigate the mirrors, but it seems impossible. He calls out what he sees as he races through the mirrors.
Brad, handsome bouncer, another handsome bouncer, another handsome bouncer. Wait, Chuck?
Brad, oh my God, it's you! I was hanging out with all these Chucks, but man, it actually got kind of annoying. They're constantly talking about their passionate and varied sexual experiences, their financial success, their endless creative endeavors, and their cool celebrity pals. I never thought that could become irritating, did you? Brad pauses and then decides to quickly change the subject.
Listen, the monkey's paw gave me this vagina, and it's perioding.
Oh, you thought we hit the bottom with bussy?
Perioding. Oh my God, you're going from girl to woman. Listen, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. I'm having a problem too. My penis is larger and I imagine would be more satisfying for any passionate and varied sexual partners I could make love to. But we're stuck in this goddamn amusement park, and I don't know if I'll ever get to use it on someone. Your period is no big deal. Did they have any wide-mouthed tampons?
I have tons, and I don't know which one to use. I can't even believe you're complaining. You can't find anyone to use your penis on? I'm a 46-year-old man having my first period.
Well, we've got to find out something to plug up that bleeding. Maybe we can find a solution to both our problems.
God damn it.
The two friends stop and look at each other with a realization. All the mirror Chucks got the hint and politely looked away.
That's funny.
Back on the water slide.
Oh, was that the sound it was making?
Yeah.
Back on the water slide, Ray was thinking about his new sickly persona.
Heroin chic ain't got nothing on monkey paw chic.
Ray looks around the park until he sees an opening in the trees. It had to be the exit. If they just headed northeast, he's sure they can get out. Then Ray could finally ditch Chuck and Brad. He'd leave those two fatties behind, have the monkey paw bronzed, and lock it in a safe like all those tapes of Diddy and Ray planning their freak-offs. It was perfect. He hopped into the water slide and came out at the bottom. Ray wonders if he should have Diddy murdered in jail like he did with Jeffrey Epstein. But first, he needs to get home. Ray ran and he passes the House of Mirrors just as Chuck and Brad are exiting.
Oh, guys! I found the exit. Come on!
Great. Cool.
Yeah, that's good.
How come you guys aren't more excited? You seem sort of awkward and distracted. Also, why are you both smoking cigarettes? And Chuck, why are you rummaging through that bin labeled Plan B pills?
Listen, let's destroy that monkey's paw. I thought it'd be cool to have a bigger penis, but I think maybe it's too big and could be uncomfortable for people I make love to. What do you think, Brad?
I don't want to talk about it.
Brad walks away bow-legged, saying ouch with each step.
It's 5 inches long. It's 5 inches. Oh well, it's minutes new. Yeah. So yeah.
Go ahead, Ray.
What? Destroy it? That's not the best idea.
Yeah, I also think we should keep things the way they are now.
What?
Listen, I could go for a change. My terrible penis was like a horse that needed to be put out to pasture. Oh, there's a lot of text here. It was old. It had flies buzzing around it. Its lips were cracked and raw. My nutsack was hanging on by a thread. It was basically a haunted house down there. This vagina is brand new and pristine. I can take care of it from the get-go. I was young when I initially got my penis, and I drove that puppy into the ground.
You also called your bussy pristine.
I did so much masturbating as a teen that it was basically in a sling half the time. As an elderly man, I neglected it like a starving hamster. I posted a picture of it on Reddit. People literally thought it was a starving hamster. Remember the elephant man? One time he saw a picture of my penis and he donated his life savings to my GoFundMe. I used to go to children's burn wards and show them my penis to let them know that things could be worse.
Brad! Enough about your Tiananmen Square massacre of a penis. We have to destroy the monkey's paw. Chuck lunges for the paw. Ray and Brad begin slap fighting him. The three splooges tussle and tangle until they heard a shriek. Yell, "Stop!" The boys stop giving each other wet willies and look up. Blocking the exit to the park was the mysterious man.
I see the paw has torn you three apart.
Chuck tore me apart first.
And I don't want to do it to anybody else. Reverse that paw.
No! My follower count, my metrics. I finally figured out the algorithm, which is quality doesn't matter. Just be conventionally attractive.
Let's keep the paw. My penis looked like that woman who had her face torn off by that chimp. And I'm the chimp.
I knew this was how this would play out. I knew this is how you three would act. The precise reason for bestowing the paw on you three is finally revealed. It has brought you to this place.
What place? You mysterious maniacal monster? Seriously, where are we? Is abortion legal in this state? I think Brad and I might have created an abomination.
Don't talk about little Ray like that.
The place I mean is the 2024 Comedy Podcast Awards.
Award show music hits. Confetti explodes from nearby cannons. Spotlights shine on the guys. Cameramen come out from behind every tree, snack cart, and tampon stand.
Wait, what?
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the three splooges, Brad, Chuck, and Ray. Funbearable!
The boys are handed 3 awards by the mysterious man.
Excuse me, are these first period participation awards? Those guys don't deserve them.
You three are the first ever recipients of the Comedy Podcast Awards. My name is Michael Jiminy Rowphone, and I am the president of podcasting.
Oh my God, the president!
Your name is Mike Rowe Phone?
Welcome to the best joke of this show.
When I invited Funbearable to the Comedy Podcast Awards, aka the Compods, I knew I needed to show the world how funny you guys are. So we set up hidden cameras all over the amusement park to capture your hilarious shenanigans.
There weren't cameras in that house of mirrors, right? Because if so, I think my dad is going to be super bummed.
We just needed a situation to get you guys doing your classic Funbearable bickering. So I simply gave you a monkey's paw and watched you squirm.
Wow, we're so talented you knew we'd naturally be funny.
What? No. Brad, we're not laughing with you guys. We're laughing at you. You're the 3 Bert Kreischers of podcasting.
Chuck, Brad, and Ray looked shocked and hurt. They had thought Bert Kreischer was the Bert Kreischer of podcasting.
Funbearable is a reflection of us all. The selfishness, the ignorance, the backstabbing. Your show is a mirror of us all. You are the clowns that represent the worst of humanity. It's hilarious.
Wow. And all this time I thought Ray and his best friend Diddy represented the worst of humanity.
Me too.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've had fun tonight. I sure have. From the brainless, blind, horned-up, excitable jester Chuck,
Hey!
to the cynical, overly defensive, pompous pretension of Ray,
Ouch.
and the heart of the operation, the spineless, rage-filled, impotent bootlicker Brad.
Aw, man.
with his oozing, nauseating, underdeveloped, reeking, and festering penis. Come on, you already did me. Please, give it up for the tragic trio of buffoonery, Funbearable.
The boys. The boys reluctantly look at each other, shrug, turn to the camera, and take a bow. 3, 2, 1. Anything for attention. Ray, Chuck, and Brad stand up and bow. The end.
We did it.
I will say, I think the logic worked pretty good.
Yeah, I
we were
think so.
pretty good in terms of keeping it. I mean, I wish I knew about the pants shitting incident. But besides that, everything worked out pretty well.
Yeah, and it stayed accurate because you didn't bring it up ever again.
That's-
and you said you wouldn't.
That's actually true. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
That works out pretty well. Some, in classic Funbearable fashion, there was some really funny stuff there. There was some stuff I was uncomfortable with.
You were uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, I was uncomfortable about that whole situation. Yeah, for sure. It's an interesting line to walk on, I think.
It is.
What worries me about this is I think it felt more revealing psychologically about the three of us in a way I did not want, think would happen, expect, or ever want to experience again. Does that make sense?
Oh, it makes sense, baby.
Yeah.
I think Brad is my favorite character.
Well, I thought his rap was killer.
Oh, yeah.
That was a
Kept
killer
coming back.
rap. You
It was
did a really
great
good
stuff.
job. Your
Here's-
rhythm was all over the place, but other than that.
Yeah, right. Other than rhythm and lyrics, what do you need for rap?
Yeah.
Yes,
No,
Brad.
honestly, even if I were a woman, come on, no way.
No, I don't think so.
I think that's the least
Yeah.
realistic part of this whole thing.
Okay. Let's wrap this up.
Also, it was established that, you have a girlfriend or at least pretend to have a girlfriend, and then no hesitation whatsoever with you hopping into some fun with Brad in the House of Mirrors.
I think when you have the monkey paw curse, all bets are off. I think that's fair. I think that while the curse
do you
is
have
active...
do you have that agreement with your girlfriend? Like, listen, if we ever get into some sort of paranormal mix-em-up.
What did I say earlier about the werewolf thing? We have a list, okay? That's all I'm saying. No, that was great. Thank you guys very much for coming out.
Yeah,
I hope
we
you
really
enjoyed the
appreciate
show. I enjoyed the story. I think you guys both did a great job. Brad did a great job setting it up. Ray,
Absolutely,
you did a
yes.
great job of bringing in the threat. I love it. And I'm glad we brought it home and brought it back to the Comedy Podcast Awards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you to Kismet Improv for hosting tonight. We really, truly
Yeah.
do appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Kismet.
And huge thanks to Chomp Kitchen and Drinks. They're
Yeah.
so good. Best burger in Rhode
Yeah,
Island.
really
I love
wonderful.
Chomp. They're awesome.
Definitely.
But
Yeah.
really, thanks to all of you for coming out. We know that some of you had no idea what you were getting into. We handed flyers out at a horror thrift market, and maybe you wandered in because of that.
And can everyone give it up for the people in the front row? Because this
Yeah.
is the least likely people to see at this show. You guys are awesome. You were in the whole time, and I love that. Watch those faces. You guys were smiling. Thank you very much. I love it so much.
And I feel bad because you've been recording this on your phone the entire time in the front row. And,
Yeah.
were this a stand-up comedy show, I would say put your fucking phone away. But
No.
it's fine. But I feel bad because we are filming this with 3 cameras, and it will be available. Yeah, it will be available. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, and that's kind of like a way for you to have a true account of the evening in case we put laughs in where they should have been. That's good. Yeah, you can post it no, that's not how it went down.
Yeah.
That's not how it went down.
Also, 5 feet forward and 3 feet down, best angle for Ray. For sure. Best.
That's how most people see me. I'm a 6'7" man. Yeah, absolutely. I sometimes wonder why I even bother doing the top of my hair.
Yeah.
Because it's just the front. You know
I
what I
never
mean?
thought about that. You got a big leg up on the other
Like
baldies.
if I was going bald, if I was going bald, I don't think people would know for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I like that.
hereditary. It's
Well,
hereditary.
It
as
is.
we
It is.
established.
No, that's fine. Well, I appreciate all of you, and sincerely, for the viewer listener at home that is not in this room, I will say, stay tuned to another episode of the podcast where we will read the other 7 fun facts that I had that I did not do.
Oh, you don't want to close with one with this great crowd? They're all here.
I think we're good. I think we're all set. I think we're fine. I think I've learned what this relationship is.
And they don't want the facts.
No,
they just
don't.
want the stories.
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you.
Well, thank you all so much for coming out tonight. If you have questions, comments, concerns, or otherwise, send us an email, funbearablepod@gmail.com, or find us on socials @funbearablepod. For Chuck Staten and Ray Harrington, I'm Brad Rohr saying thank you so much, and we're sorry for being funbearable.
One more time for Brad's pussy.
That's the takeaway for the evening, for sure.
I think so.